Okay. Let's see. Hang on. One of my cameras keeps on falling. It's because I don't have my tripod for this specific phone. So bear with me as I set this up. Okay. So in a couple of weeks, Los Angeles, the mayor of Los Angeles might be lifting the lockdown in stages. But if that happens, I'm going to be returning to my in-person sessions, which will be great. And because of that, I'm going to be limiting my streams to probably bi-monthly, or depending on how busy I get, monthly. I don't want to stop streaming because I really do enjoy engaging with all of my followers and people who do come, onto my channel and watch my content and ask me questions. And that helps me kind of learn about people's interests, whether they are, kinky or not, or just curious. And so I will be continuing doing that for the next couple months and see how that goes. But it seems like a lot of cities may be opening soon, so slowly, but yes, we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel for a lockdown, so it's a good thing. No, I don't want to know if you're kinky. I'm talking about lockdown and how that is lifting soon. You can't just jump into a conversation if you don't know the context. Yes. Show me my feet. My OnlyFans subscribers get to see that because they tip me for that. They pay my monthly subscription, and I'll be showing them my feet later on. Oh, I'm staying sane. I've been taking a long time off, and it's been great. So, yay. Is there anything that anybody wants to talk about today? We could just chat. It doesn't have to be kinky. I have plenty of experience, but I also am a regular person that is down to earth and answers lots of questions. So I'm all ears. Do I know Van? I don't know Van. Vaughn. I don't know. Why would I know this person? No, I do not know a Van Sama. Well, I can talk about my experience. I think things are getting better. I don't like the mask regulations, but I think that it's good that people are being cautious and taking their health seriously. So that's a good thing. All right, we have a question or a statement from Big Gory on YouTube. Considering when you do for living comments, you think you could have a healthy relation? Okay, can I reword that? Do you mean considering what I do for a living, do I think I can have a healthy relationship? Do you mean a romantic relationship? Do you mean a casual relationship? Do you mean friendships? Like, there's all types of relationships. And yes, I think I can have all of those things because I know how to manage my time. Okay, so that's what you do mean. Yes, I think I can have all of those relationships because I manage my time really wisely and I have priorities to those who are in my life. And about marriage, I do not want to get married. That's not in my books. Adam from my OnlyFans asks, what do you prefer most, a sub or a slave? Personally, if you do know what the differences are between those two, a submissive is somebody who will serve you and will be trained by the mistress and know the routines and have hard limits and soft limits, whereas a slave is somebody who has known a mistress and is super subservient. It's like one level higher, technically one level lower, but higher in the sense that they don't have any limits to their responsibilities except being, eating, breathing, serving the mistress. So they're 24/7. I prefer to have whatever the person desires. I feel like slaves are obviously the most dedicated, but it's very hard to find slaves. I don't like the word because of the connotations of actual slavery. I prefer like my personal playthings, my personal kind of harem. I like the word harem better because that's something that I can control and that's something that I own. But I think people who are gathered into, who are worthy enough to be, connected with me in that sense are very far and few between because I have very high standards for my living, and a lot of people cannot live up to that. Most people have families. Most people have monetary budgets per month. Most people, and these are all okay. That's what life is about. People have their own choices. But when a person says they want to be somebody's property, that's like giving their entire being, everything that they own, everything that they have to their mistress, their goddess. So that's very special. That's something that comes over time. I would only start to consider something in that realm after somebody serves me for at least a year and they start as a client, like a tributing client first. And then we go from there and see how the relationship goes and if we evolve during play. This is from Secret Person on Instagram. Have I made videos on religious humiliation? No, I have not, but I am curious about like the whole nun aspect because of obviously there's an appeal to that, especially if it's in latex. And then also, I was raised Catholic, so I'm non-practicing. I am more spiritual than religious. I hate religion, actually. Okay, Concrete Table asks, are you open about being a dom with friends and family? If so, what was the process like? Perhaps it's different depending on the friend. I was out, so I've been doing this for over 6.5 years. It'll be 7 years in August. I have been open about my role as a dominant and as a kingster since the beginning with very few friends, maybe 3, who I saw daily because I was also working with them closely on projects and stuff like that. I recently opened up to my family and I have a YouTube video on it. If you look up the Christmas special from last year, 2019, I tell the whole story and how it came out. And another family member outed me. Don't do that. If you know somebody who's kinky, do not out them. It is their life and it is up to them to, be the ones to come out whenever they feel like they are ready, or if they feel like, in my case, I was ready. It was the situation about my family that I wasn't comfortable, dropping this bomb on them at that time, but it turned out very well. And, I got lucky. VG17 on Instagram is asking, do you plan on going to New York or any New York trips once the pandemic is over? I'm going to be here in LA and opening up my business here for a little bit, at least a month, just to kind of see all my regulars again and to, you know, cultivate my revenue so that I do have the spending money again to travel, because traveling does get expensive, especially in cities, huge metropolitan cities like New York. I still am waiting for canceled refunds from international trips. So once that money comes back, hopefully I will be able to purchase new travel tickets with those things. But for now, that's that. Concrete Table also says that they have discovered me recently, and I'm planning on catching up on my old videos. How did you find me, actually? I'm just curious, because I have a very niche channel on YouTube, and I'm just wondering, because a lot of my artistic videos are, how do you call it? Age restricted as well. So if you could answer that, that would be fantastic. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. Adam asks, how can a sub reach that level to be a slave? Is that possible? As I mentioned, it's probably through training. It's through, constantly serving the mistress and seeing what you can do to better her life and to become a better submissive, and what that means to you. Because it's not just about the mistress. Sure, like, she's the one who's guiding you on this journey, but it's also about how you can progress as a person, or as a plaything, or as part of her property, and that could be through different tasks, through her giving you things to do and then reflecting on them and then articulating that and telling her how that affected your life, how it affected your day. So those are some of the first few things that I feel like are very important for that. Concrete Table was searching for ASMR, probably with a kinky word. Honestly, I haven't been keywording anything kinky, because I feel like that is how I get age restricted on YouTube. So I've stopped doing that. I've been doing a lot more generic terms, but that's cool. I really like my ASMR series, and I plan on doing hopefully 10, but let's see what happens if I reach that point. I'm editing one now. For those of you who are watching, it's going to be leather, or not just leather, but it's all gloves, because I had so many people say that they liked my gloves on my very first ASMR video. So this one is like over 30 minutes or about 30 minutes of me trying on different gloves and making different sounds with them, which is it was cool. It was fun, but it's also a huge editing challenge for me. Oh, thank you, VG718. I appreciate you stopping by. All right. Thank you, Vincent, for stopping by. I like to call people by their usernames, just so that I don't reveal anything if they want to stay private. But yeah, have a good day. Concrete Table says, you did a great job in making various sounds and textures pop. Visuals were awesome too, of course. Thank you. I've been doing video clips for a while. I have obviously more kinky clips dedicated for specific fetishes on my clip sites. So I've been making videos for years. However, I'm also a very huge texture person. I'm a graphic designer and illustrator by trade. Like, that's what I actually trained in. I'm an artist. I'm a photographer. So all of those things are very important to me. I love sound and music. I mean, I love dance because of movement. So And obviously the visual aspect is going to be important to me. So creating videos, I do it for free. Obviously you can watch my stuff on YouTube, but any way that you can support me through, if you like my work or if you don't have the chance to actually serve me in person, that's what those video clips are for. Do I do Skype? Footlover asks. Yes, I do. You can go onto my website, which is linked in most of my bios, and schedule an appointment with me, and I will cater that entire session to you and have a one-on-one with you. Maybe I will show my feet at the end of this just for fun, because it's the end of April and whatever. That's all the way at the end though. You got to stay for that, I guess. I'll definitely show it to my OnlyFans group because I know that they love my feet. Yes, you guys are special. You get extra time with me and you get to see my feet for sure. Also, for people who are into ASMR, because it's such a niche, let me know if you want to hear something specific. And I tend to stray away from the more generic stuff. So I won't do just, sounds that other people have been doing. I want to do something different, and that's more catered to my brand. So that's why I did Dominatrix Basics and, what a date would be like with me in a fantasy put into reality kind of world. And then also this glove one, I didn't know how many people really liked gloves just because I wore them in a video. And I don't usually wear them in videos because I have to press the camera buttons, and most of my gloves are not touch sensitive. So am I a lesbian? No, I'm not. I am a pansexual, which includes all genders, all races. I am all inclusive and equal opportunity. You're welcome, Adam. Foot worshiper on my OnlyFans says, I personally think most subs have sexual desires with their kinkiness. Have I ever come along with subs who are mentally submissive and not just sexually? Yes. I would have to say, even though there are some sexy times, obviously, with the sessions that I have, a lot of it is mental and emotional. I feel like I really have to put the sub into a space. Like immediately when we start the session, I always have them take deep breaths with me, and they close their eyes, and I have them just listening to me, listening to where I'm going around in the room, and giving them, I start out light. I start out with light touches, or if they're masochistic, I start out with lighter hits. And that's because I want to put them in a space where they know that I'm the only thing that matters in the room at that time. And they know that I'm going to give them exactly what they want at that time. How? They don't know. It's a surprise. But I feel like that's kind of what hooks people immediately. And that's what kind of brings them that's what makes them return, because I'm creating this space, and it's unique. It's unique to them. It's unique from other people who they may have played with before. And then if I even allow it to have sexual energy, and I don't take my clothes off for that, then, well, unless I'm wearing layers, of course, but I don't do fully nude sessions. But should it go that route, that's the bonus. It's more about how I can connect with them on the mental and emotional and even spiritual levels while using their physical form. And then this, sexual part is kind of like the huzzah moment at the end. Concrete Table asks, what kind of food do I like? Oh, sorry, I missed a comment. You did a great job making the various sounds and textures. Okay, no, I did read that one. Sorry, the text is very small. I need to increase this. Otherwise, I'll be blind as a bat. Okay. What kind of food do you like? If subs take you out to great places, and if I live in LA, I'm sure I have a fun option. Yes. So something that I miss in all of my in my play is that I offer a package. It's called the Classic Package. I do 2 hours of dining followed by 2 hours of playtime. And that was also illustrated in the Dominatrix Date ASMR video on my YouTube channel. And basically, I get to pick, or if I haven't been to a restaurant and I know that the person has very good taste, I'll have them present me, their top 3 options. And I try to have it so that it's located in downtown LA around my play space. My play space is located in Little Tokyo, so it has to be close enough where if we do meet and then want to play afterwards, it's very it's a 7, maybe 10-minute drive afterwards. But my top 3 favorite foods are sushi, pizza, and ice cream. I know pizza sounds very casual, and it can be, but I've tried some very amazing pizzas all over the country and the world, actually. And it's something that I could probably eat for the rest of my life because there's so many variations on how to cook it and the toppings and everything. Same with sushi. And that could be with or without rice. And then my top favorite cuisines are probably Japanese, Italian, and French. And New American. New American's pretty good too. They bring in a lot of fusion, so I enjoy that. I really enjoy molecular gastronomy. There's a couple of places. I live in the valley, so it's a little bit of a trek, but there's a couple of places up here in the valley that are awesome, that are sister companies that I really like to go to when I have the time. I love food. If you couldn't tell from some of my photos, I actually include food in it. And for one of my birthdays on 2017, there's a photo set that I did. It's a self-portrait, actually, of me in a leopard dress. And that was a birthday / Christmas present from one of my longest clients. Fetish clients, and he knows that I'm a huge foodie and that I appreciated it. So the room came with a bottle of champagne and a whole tiered tray of different items and stuff, all for me. So that was fun. Oh, you're welcome for answering your questions. They're good questions. I enjoyed them. Be careful on Instagram of what you ask. And I'm only going to be asking respectful questions. Or questions that intrigue me. Wow, that was already 30 minutes, everyone. Just about from when I started. I started some of the platforms a little later than others because I can only do a couple of monitors at a time, and right now I have 4. So, although maybe I'll do twice on OnlyFans per month, and I'll do live streaming on all my platforms another, maybe monthly after lockdown lifts. Hello, Antonio. Thanks for stopping by. Actually, I'm curious, on your social media, or how have you all been occupying yourself? Like, what do you tend to look for, or have been finding that has attracted you on lockdown that you don't think you would have found if you didn't have that much time online? Like, are there cool things that you've seen? Doesn't have to be kinky, it can be anything. Any interesting things that have popped up onto your feed that you're like, oh, that's a really cool discovery? Foot Worshipper says that I'm his first OnlyFans subscription, if that counts. Yes. Oh, that's so great. I love that. You and Concrete Table both. Actually, I think Adam also joined within the past month or so. I know you've been following me on Twitter, but to actually join in and Adam's actually sessioned with me a couple times already through Skype or through video. Concrete Table says, my channel is the most interesting discovery. Thank you. I'm glad I can be interesting. Yay, thank you for your resubscription, Adam. There is a possibility also that I might be lowering my OnlyFans rate after lockdown as well, depending on how busy I get, because I've been posting quite a lot on my OnlyFans, not every day, but a good amount, and the content is pretty solid, so I might be lowering my rate if I get really busy, because there's so many places that I want to go to, but at the same time, everybody's lockdowns are going to be different. Like, I still have to make it to Asia. What type of content? Toxic Tucker says, what type of content on my OnlyFans? Well, it's going to be exclusive content that has nudity and, cuckolding scenes that can't be found anywhere else online. I'm also only streaming. I'm only streaming on my OnlyFans on certain days, and I cater to people's fetishes on there. So, like, somebody is telling me to play the guitar, I don't serve anybody else. I'm a dominatrix. You don't order me around. I get to tell people what to do through my OnlyFans. So I don't think this stream is for you. Okay. Let's see. Adam also asks, is it possible to upgrade my level to be a slave through online only? Yes, it is. Of course it is. That's through getting your tasks done and through making sure that you have a goal as you are progressing in your stages, because you do have a submissive side, but we don't know how that works with me, and we don't know what that means to you just yet. We just know that you have a huge fetish for feet, specifically my feet, and we're going to have to create a program for you in some way through play in order for you to progress. Yes, through sessions. Antonio, my foot content is coming. I am going to be releasing a leather glove ASMR on my YouTube channel next. And then after that, I was planning on doing more a shoe and boot one. So look out for that one. It's going to be a huge production though, because I have a lot of shoes and I have to pull them out from all of their boxes, but we'll make it work. And if you would like to see more foot content specifically, you could also join my OnlyFans because a lot of my subscribers are foot fans. So, and I'm going to be showing my feet to them after I stream today. Concrete Table says, I should have started drawing or something during the lockdown. It's hard to get the creative juices flowing, though. I know what you mean. I feel like I'm more productive when I can go out and about, that I have a good session, that I need a break from kink, and I take my photo sets and I edit them. That's kind of like my Zen time. And then I dance as well for fun, and I was trying to get into doing that semi-professionally, and that kind of shut down. So that's unfortunate. I'm going to be signing off of Twitch since a lot of people are being super disrespectful, which is unfortunate because my very first stream on Twitch was very successful and I had an awesome time with them. All right. Adam, we can start whenever you're ready. You just need to sign up for more sessions and we can talk about that. So it's up to you. Also, Concrete Table. I went to art school and I did draw as well. It is a practice because once you stop, and I have stopped for a while, it's really, really, really tough to return to that, you know? And I used to have a huge passion for it too. I actually got into art school on a scholarship because of merit. So, but I don't know where that's gone now. So. You're welcome, madam. All right, if there are no more questions, I might end this early and then focus on my OnlyFans boys because they are here for me. But that's up to you all. I'll be on for another maybe 3 more minutes just to see what pops up. But other than that, I will be focusing on my OnlyFans boys after that. Hello, new Instagram people. Actually, I have a question for you, Concrete Table. What foods do you like? Since you asked me. And are you also a foodie? Tommy boy, thank you. You can see more of my feet on my OnlyFans page. The links are on my bio on YouTube. Alrighty. If that is all, I'll start logging off. Ooh, okay. Carlton on Instagram. Do you feed your submissives or slaves gruel? No. We tend to go wine and dine. They take me out to the restaurant of my choosing. And, we kind of break the ice that way, especially if we haven't met each other before, or if we are meeting after a very long period of not seeing each other. I have chewed up food before and then, kind of fed that to my submissive, kind of like a bird, if you will. But yeah, that's the extent of that. Oh, I have some people who are interested in spitting fetishes as well. So I do that. And GS too, if you know what that is. If you don't, look it up. Concrete Table says they like to cook, but I'm not an amazing chef or anything. One of their favorites in LA is a vegan Vietnamese place near the Disney Theater. Best imitation shrimp. A humble yet sci-fi feel to the interior. I think you'd like it, miss. Wait, what is the name? I'm curious. And the Disney Theater in downtown or El Capitan? Like the Disney concert hall? Is it called Little Sister by chance? No, wait, that's not vegan. It's vegetarian. Okay. Yep, for 887, Slave Boy asks, do I have my own personal house slave? And what kind of things do you make him do? No, I do not have no, I don't have my own personal house slave. I don't like people touching my things. So and they probably won't do as good of a job cleaning as I do. I'm very particular about how I clean my things. And so even if they make a mistake and I am able to punish them for it, it's just going to take longer for the actual work to get done versus me cleaning it myself. And I would rather clean it myself. I would rather punish them in a scenario that's super controlled, like in my play space, because I have a domestic setting there and they can clean that because it needs to be cleaned, but it's not my personal home where I want things done in a very specific way. Concrete Table says El Lac. Okay, I'll check that out actually. One in downtown. All right, I will look that up and save it. Oh. Oh no. It says it's temporarily closed. 4 stars on Yelp, 4.5 stars on TripAdvisor, 4.6 on Google. So I'll put that on my list. Thank you for the recommendation. Marty on Instagram. Writing in all caps is not a way to get my attention. Neither is telling me to message you on my profiles. That is it's not a very submissive thing to do. If you would like my attention, you'll be like these gentlemen or these fine folk who are respectfully asking me questions and not telling me, a mistress, what to do. Alrighty. I think that is it for my Instagram and my YouTubers. Thank you very much for coming. And I will see you again next month, which is pretty soon. So I'm ended on Instagram. And any last ones on YouTube? Because YouTube has been, besides my OnlyFans, of course, has been the most polite and interesting in topics today. Everybody else is just being trolls, and I don't tolerate trolls, which is unfortunate because it's kind of like a roulette. You sometimes get really, really good questions and people who will follow you on these platforms, and then you'll get people who are a total waste of space in life. Oh, well, I appreciate your engagement, Concrete Table. Join my OnlyFans. It's a lot more tight-knit and better. And sometimes you get a little bit of tease, if you will. It's not always about feet also. I'm generous with my time and with catering to my followers on there. So let me know. And there's also content on there already that you can browse when I'm not live. But yeah, thank you.